Hi guys, so my name is Sheena. I'm gonna be talking about my h.pylori experience, when I got it and how I am now. So essentially I got h.pylori December 2019 and I was diagnosed with h.pylori January that following year, so January 2020, so before the whole lockdown situation. Once I found out I got H. pylori, I got a first dose of medication. It didn't sit well with me, unfortunately. It just made me feel worse. Long story short, it didn't eradicate the H. pylori because one of the medications made me feel really bad and therefore I couldn't complete the whole triple therapy. Once we went into lockdown, things got difficult, so I couldn't actually get to see my doctor. So I had my next medication around, I feel like it was April to June. That's when I had my second dose of medication. Once I had my second dose, it still didn't eradicate it. It just made the bacteria stronger and it became resistant to the medication. This was with the NHS, but by that time I felt like giving up. I started looking into a natural way of doing things, so I found a Facebook group online which spoke about H. pylori, which was very helpful. But my mum and my dad convinced me, you know what, why don't you try a private doctor? Because we sometimes go to a private doctor because sometimes the NHS takes longer than necessary. So by that time it was summer 2020. Summer 2020, and so I decided to do my last dose of medication. When I spoke to the doctor, so the practitioner, she literally told me, she looked at the notes and the medication that they were giving me and the dosage. She said this is not the right dose that they needed to give you for the amount of H. pylori you have. And I remember just thinking, oh my god, so this has been the deal, this is the reason why I haven't been getting any better. I started feeling better for a while, but then things started getting worse again. I personally believe that the reason why the antibiotics didn't work was because I wasn't given the right dosage in the beginning, and I was given a medication that made my stomach, made me in so much pain. Therefore the bacteria had, by this time, by the third dose of medication, it had become resistant to it, damaging my stomach along the way. That's what I theorize. And from the research I've done and the Facebook group that also talk about H. pylori, bringing a lot of information, they also emphasize and relate to this theory, as well as looking into the gut health protocol book. It also says the same thing. Essentially, medication can damage your stomach if you're not protecting it with probiotics or prebiotics and so forth. So fast forward to later that year, I decided to try just natural way of medication. I did Chinese medication for I think it was around November time, and it was helping for a while, but we went into the second lockdown and I couldn't technically go into the clinic because we were in lockdown, so they weren't open and I had to find another way to get better. This is when I landed into naturopathy, which was recommended also in the Facebook group, and a lot of people said that they have had success with that. So I found this naturopath online and we did a 5-day protocol, and I generally felt like I was starting feeling better. This was now December 2020. December 2020. And yeah, I started feeling better, but unfortunately at home I got COVID, my mum and my dad got COVID, and so yeah, I mean, I was unwell for like 3 weeks, and after that second week, I think it was, my dad started feeling really bad and he was hospitalized and he was sent into the ICU unit, and unfortunately, because he just basically didn't make it, and it was just a very difficult time. This happened around this time last year, so January 2021, the 24th of January 2021. Yeah, so it was very difficult, and I think it was for like maybe a month or so. I didn't really connect properly with my naturopath. And then once I told her, obviously she understood that it's a difficult time, and that also will affect the way you're going to feel and how your body recovers with health issues, of course. So yeah, I was just given basically medication to help with my gut health, to just balance my good bacteria, and that's what I was doing. I recommend the gut health protocol book, because with it also states a lot of things that my naturopath would say I should take. So it was very handy to have something there that's confirming that what someone else has given me is correct, because for myself, and I know for other people that have, my support group have also said, they're scared of trying all these other things because you don't know what's going to work, and everybody's body is going to be completely different. So it was nice to have that, the gut health protocol book confirm that everything that was being said was actually correct, and it just helped that someone understood that it's not just, you take your medication and you're done. There's a lot of things that affect your gut. There's a reason why you got to that position of your stomach getting to that point. And for me, I generally believe it was a lot of medication throughout my livelihood, as well as a lot of stress, trauma and so forth, that it's stored in your body, and it makes it a bit of a longer process to heal, because they say emotions affect your stomach and your digestive tract. So essentially your stomach is your second brain. So yeah, what I read in the gut health protocol was to take HCl, which helps with digestion, because when you have h.pylori, you're not producing bile, and therefore you're not breaking down all the food. You don't have the right enzymes to break down food. This is where you have a lot of indigestion, and your food just sits there and ferments there. So for a while I took that. I did the h.pylori protocol again during summertime 2021, and I started feeling better. Gradually I started feeling better. I would say the first year I had h.pylori, every time I kept taking medication meant that I couldn't eat any better than last time. So I wasn't eating much, I wasn't drinking much, I was really unwell this time. I've been able to eat more. I wouldn't say it's a big spread, but it's so much better than it was the first year. So I definitely believe this little process that my naturopath has been taking me to, it's been helping repair my gut slowly. It's been a process, but it's been helping. Fast forward to September, I got my endoscopy done. I have a video of that as well. I talk about my experience and so forth. And then after that, I got my results, and it says that I still have H. pylori in my gut lining, but not in my stomach. If you know about H. pylori hides in the gut lining, so if your stomach becomes alkaline again, it can just come out. So you still need to essentially build your gut health with good gut bacteria to make sure that the bacteria doesn't come out or just kill it. So yeah, that. And since December 2021, so December just passed, up until now, so mid-December, I started doing the gut health protocol again. So essentially taking natural medication to build my gut bacteria. So I wouldn't say I was a saint during the summer. I got COVID again, unfortunately. COVID was at its high, so therefore I felt really unwell. But I've been taking it more seriously and very religiously, because that's what you would say, very religiously since the beginning of this year up until now. So that's what I've been doing. And yeah, I'll be doing updates of how I feel, how it's getting. So yeah, and if you want to know anything else about H. pylori, just let me know and I can do a separate video or talk about symptoms that I had during the first year or symptoms I had during my medication phase. I'll be happy to do that. So yeah, I hope you liked the video and bye.